Hello, dear students. I am Dr. Govind Saraswat, and today we will discuss a famous sonnet, Went to the Sessions of Sweet Silent Thought, written by William Shakespeare. No writer in the whole world has received such unqualified praise or enjoyed such unabated and universal popularity as William Shakespeare, who was born in 1564 and he died in 1660. William Shakespeare is England's greatest poet and dramatist. As a young man, he moved from his native Stratford on Avon to London and soon established himself as a playwright and a poet. And then gradually, uh, he started acting also. And then he became a shareholder in the Globe Theatre. He wrote 37 plays, and these range widely from romantic comedies such as Twelfth Night, As You Like It, to great tragedies as in Hamlet, Macbeth, Othello, and King Lear. He also wrote narrative poems and 154 sonnets, some of which are among the greatest sonnets in the language. This sonnet, Went to the Sessions of Sweet Silent Thought, is addressed to a friend, although the identity of this friend is under the shade of doubt. Somewhere we get the hints that it is this friend is Mr. WH, but who this Mr. WH is not known, and still the research is going on. But even then, whatever, whosoever that person may be, but the main thing is the sonnets which William Shakespeare has addressed to this friend, they are one of the finest examples of uh, friendship or the love or the bond that two friends share. This sonnet begins as When to the sessions of sweet silent thought I summon up remembrance of things past. I sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old woes new wail my dear times waste. So in this first quatrain, William Shakespeare is uh, thinking of that time when he is completely submerged into the memory of his friend, and those sweet silent thoughts about the memory of his friend, they are very dear to him, and he spends much time with these sweet thoughts. And during the sessions, when these thoughts pass by into his mind, he recollects or he remembers the things of the past, of his happy past, when he was uh, with his friend and they enjoyed the company of each other and shared many a thing, and because of which he feels that he is rich. Because it is not so that one becomes rich only because he or she has a lot of money. अमीर होने के लिए सिर्फ पैसा होना ज़रूरी नहीं है, मन में भी कुछ ऐसा होना चाहिए कि आपको लगे कि यस आई हैव समथिंग विच डू नॉट विच अदर people do not have, and the value of that thing is more important than on the whole riches of the world. So he usually uh, spends a lot of time, and during those sessions, he he remembers the things of the past, And it happens that the happy memories of the past, mm, they make you sad in the present because you feel the lack of many a thing, because earlier you enjoyed a lot. Earlier you were with the uh, earlier William Shakespeare was with his friend. They shared lot of memories. They made lot of uh, lovely and beautiful memories. And that is why when he remembers all those things of the past, he begins to sigh. And because of the lack of many things which he sought, he he craved for a lot of things in the present. He is desirous. He feels that it would be very pleasing if he had all those things of the past in the present, but it is not so. ऐसा है नहीं. That is why he feels the lack of those things, and then he begins to sigh. And what happens when he remembers all those things of the past? It it causes it causes him to wail or bemoan over the old or the past sorrows in a new manner, because uh, the last uh, or the last half or the other half of this line is my dear times waste. So this suggests that something has happened that has made him so sad. ऐसा कुछ हुआ है जिसकी वजह से विलियम शेक्सपियर बहुत सैड फील कर रहा है. समथिंग, time has snatched something very valuable, very dear from him. That is why he bemoans the loss of those things. Then in the next quatrain, he says that, then can I drown an eye unused to flow for precious friends hidden in death's deathless night? And when he remembers all those things of the past and his about his friend, then his tears spill over from his eyes. Although he says that my eyes are unused to flow, usually William Shakespeare says that I do not weep, but but the memory or the remembrance of his friend is so dear that it makes him over emotional, and he cannot control his emotions and he begins to weep. And the reason behind his tears is that death has snatched his friends untimely. The death, the untimely death of his friends has caused him deep grief or deep sorrow, and as a result, he weeps afresh. Weeps afresh over the old woes in a new manner, or in a, he weeps again, although he has mourned or he has expressed his grief over what he has lost. But when he remembers all those memories of the past, and when he thinks about the death of his friend, which has although it is it is a thing of long ago, but even then he weeps afresh over the loss of his friend and mourn the expense of many a Venice sight. Many a Venice sight means there, क्या एक दिमाग में क्या होता है, एक रील चलती है, आपकी बहुत सारी यादें होती हैं अपने दोस्तों के साथ में, वो आपके यहाँ पे छप जाती है मन में, एक के बाद वो आपके दिमाग में चलती रहती है. सो ये कुछ साइट्स ऐसे हैं. देर आर सम ब्यूटिफुल साइट्स और ब्यूटिफुल पिक्चर्स विच यू हैव इन योर heart regarding the happy past of your life when you were living very happily with your family, with your friends. But here William Shakespeare is talking about his friends, that they enjoyed a lot with each other, but these sides are now vanished. He's alone here. His friend is no more in this world, and he starts to bemoan the expense. Expense means खर्च हो जाना. यहाँ पे मतलब खत्म हो जाना. He has lost his friend, and many a vanished sight. He is thinking of those good old days, and the pictures of those good old days are still fresh in his mind. But now he cannot make any new memory. That is why he is very much in sorrow. Then can I grieve at grievances foregone, and heavily from woe to woe tale over, the sad account of four bemoaned morn, which I knew pay as if not paid before. So in this last quatrain, he says that when I summon up the remembrance of all the good and beautiful memories of his dear friend, he he cannot control his emotions and begins to grieve at the griefs or the sorrows which are gone long ago, or that was because that was a thing of uh, past. But even then he starts to express his grief in a new manner, and heavily from woe to woe tell over. With a heavy heart, he 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 ponders over the woes one after one, and he there is nobody with whom he can share his grief. But he is in a way in a soliloquy with himself. His dialogue is with his own self, and he is uh, telling over one by one everything about each sorrow which he has uh, felt, or which he is feeling right now. The sad account of four bemoaned morn. And this is a repetition of his previous thought, that whatever grief he has felt in his life, he has bemoaned over those lost memories or his good past. But when he remembers all everything, or the sad account of everything, he begins to pay his grief in a way as if he has not wept before. ऐसा लगता है जैसे उसको कि मैंने पहले अपना जो दुख है वो प्रकट किया ही नहीं, और वो विलाप मतलब मैंने किया ही नहीं, लेकिन ऑलरेडी उसने वो कर चुका है. बट इवन देन व्हेन ही रिमेंबर्स, जब वो वापस याद करता है, उसे लगता है जैसे मैं वापस फ्रेश वे में वो ग्रीफ जो है वो एक्सप्रेस कर रहा हूँ. और ये तब हो सकता है व्हेन यू हैव ए डीप इम्पैक्ट ऑफ दैट लॉस, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि आपने क्या खोया है, और जो खोता है बस वो ही फील कर पाता है. बाकी सब लोग सुन सकते हैं, लेकिन वो फील जिस तरह से कर सकता है शायद बाकी नहीं कर सकते. Although the whole poem, up to 12 lines, it is full of grief, it is full of deep emotions of the poet which he has for his friend. But the last two lines, the couplet, that is full of hope. When he says, "But if the while I think on thee, dear friend, all losses are restored and sorrows end." ये पैराडॉक्सिकल भी लगता है कई बार. What do we mean by paradox? Paradox means a statement which seems self-contradictory. अब यहाँ पे कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी या ऐसा क्या है जो अपने आप में विरोधाभासी है? एक्चुअली उसके दुख का कारण क्या है? वो जो लॉस है उसकी फ्रेंड का, वो उसको याद करता है, उसको और ज़्यादा दुख होता है बिकॉज अभी प्रेजेंट में वो नहीं है, वो मर चुका है। लेकिन फिर भी वो ये कहता है कि व्हेन आई थिंक ऑफ दी, जब भी मैं तुम्हारे बारे में सोचता हूँ माय डियर फ्रेंड, ऑल द लॉसेस आर रिस्टोर्ड। मैंने जितना भी खोया वो सब मैं पा लेता हूँ, बिकॉज आई हैव योर memory in my heart, still fresh, still loving, still full of affection, and I feel your myself connected with you. That is why I feel that now, with your memory, there is no sorrow with me. अब मेरे पास में कोई भी दुख नहीं है. All the sorrows, they vanish, खत्म हो जाते हैं. And I think only of you. And after I feel that I am with you or you are with me, I feel satisfied. I feel kind of peace. I do not think of any of the sorrow. I think only of you and what your memory can give me. So, this is all about this beautiful sonnet, Went to the Sessions of Sweet Silent Thought. This sonnet is of 14 lines. द फर्स्ट 12 लाइन्स जो हैं वो तीन भाग में बटी हुई है, चार चार लाइन की, जिन्हें हम क्वाट्रेन कहते हैं. कपलेट जो 2 लाइन का होता है, आयम्बिक पेंटामीटर में लिखा हुआ है. द राइम स्कीम ऑफ विलियम शेक्सपियर सोनेट इज फिक्स्ड, like thought is rhyming with the sort, past is with west, flow unused to flow, then flow is rhyming with woe, night with sight. So AB, BC, BC, CD, CD, sorry, AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, and GJ. This is the rhyme scheme of Williams, the sonnet of William Shakespeare. We can find some beautiful examples of some figures of speech. Uh, for example, in the first line, we can see that there is the use of alliteration, because the sound of S is repeated uh, in this line when he says sessions of sweet silent thought. So S sound is repeated. That's why we can say that here he has used alliteration. And mm, overall, we can say that this sonnet is a subjective one. William Shakespeare is paying his tribute to his friend he has lost long ago, and his memories are very dear to him. And this is an example how we should uh, think, or how we should preserve the memories of our dear ones. Thank you for listening me carefully.